everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have the second half of my Q&A today. I posted the first half last Monday. Today I'm going to try to be a little bit quicker going through all these questions and answering because I took a little bit too long last week and I have quite a few questions to go through. See, I'm already talking fast. I have quite a few questions to go through, so I'm going to try to quickly answer them and get through the rest of these questions you guys wanted answers for. So we're gonna get right into it without further ado. My next question is, what do you guys do for fun on a date night? We find it fun. I don't know how fun most couples would find it, but we enjoy going out, grabbing a coffee, and walking around and shopping. So currently, because we are in the middle of house renos, that shopping has been looking at house stuff. So going to Lowe's or Home Depot and just looking at all of their whatever we're currently looking to get. So light fixtures and new trim, and just looking through their kitchens. And we loved getting a coffee and walking around in the store because anytime we have our kids with us, we can't drink a coffee while we're shopping because our hands are so full. And so we love getting a coffee, walking around, shopping, or just sitting down and having coffee and dessert. Usually very simple dates that we have. My next question, how do you show enough attention to or make enough one-on-one time for each child? This is hard, and honestly, I would like to be better with this. And if you guys have any ideas how you do one-on-one time with your kids, I would love to hear your suggestions. Throughout every day, I do try to just find a time that one of my kids are alone and I can go sit next to them on the couch and just ask them questions, ask them, you know, what they're doing or what they're thinking about. If one of my kids is washing the dishes, I'll come alongside them and say, hey, like, you're doing a great job, and try to just bring on conversation between one-on-one. And also something just little we do, but each time one of our kids has a birthday, we take them out one-on-one or one-on-two. Often it's my husband and I both take them out for a birthday meal, so we can have that devoted time. If I'm out shopping, my husband's home, I can go out by myself. I will sometimes just take one of the kids with me so we can have, again, that one-on-one time. But I'd love to have more of a routine of going out and doing something fun with one kid. Anyways, like I said, I want to do that more, but we haven't quite come up with a routine of how we can make that work. My next question is interesting. What is a mom trait you wish you had but don't? That's interesting. I wish I was more patient, constantly working on being patient, not rushing my kids when they're just learning, and for instance, like getting their shoes on. Toddlers, I'm like, hey, let's go, quick, let's go. And they just want to sit there and put their shoes on all by themselves, and they can do it. It just takes time. So patience for sure. Another thing, I don't know if it's a mom trait, but I wish I was more creative, more crafty, more DIY. Like, those are all like three things that are like way far from everything that I am. I am not crafty, and I know that that would come in handy as a mom, as a homeschooling mom, but I'm not. Do you have a few large families around you that share some of the same ideals? I have a sister who lives close by, and she has 4 kids. She homeschools, we go to the same church, and we have very similar ideals, I guess, and so we can really relate. And of course we're sisters, so that helps too. As far as my friends go, I have a good number of good close friends, but they're not as similar to me. Like, we have our homeschooling group, and I have some homeschool mom friends. They have 4 kids, they homeschool, they're not Christians. And so as much as we can relate on a lot of different levels, we can't relate on the beliefs level, if that makes sense. And then at church, I have some good friends. Most of them don't homeschool. and most of them have 2 or 3 kids rather than 5. And so again, we can relate so well as far as Christianity goes and parenting in general, but we don't have the similarity of we homeschool. So I don't have many friends that have all those things. I have a lot of mom friends here on YouTube that I'm like, oh, if we were friends, if you live close by, like we could relate so well. I wish they lived closer by so we could get together and really chat and understand each other. All right, my memory card was just full, and so I had to delete some old videos, try this again. If my angles are all changed up, that's why. But I think I was just saying, yeah, I don't have a lot of friends close by that relate to me on all those different levels. My next question is on potty training. I have done a couple of videos, I think, all about potty training. She says her sister's having a difficult time potty training her 4-year-old. Definitely I tell people, like, wait till they're ready. At some point they will be ready. At 4.5, I don't know if I have any tips. I would say wait till they're ready, but at that point I think he definitely should be ready. Rewards, definitely giving rewards. And if he's that old, maybe it would be even more than a sticker. Maybe it would be like 1 full day of staying dry and you get some sort of treat, or a week of staying dry and you get to go to the store and pick out a toy. I don't know, because yes, I'm sure you'd be getting frustrated if your child is 4.5 and not potty trained. So I don't know, none of mine have been quite that late. My next question is, would you ever video a Sunday routine? I would love to video a Sunday routine so you can see how Sundays go in our house. I just feel like we're so tight for time as it is that I don't know if I would have time to pull out a camera. Maybe this is something at some point I would try, but right now, oh, our Sunday mornings are so busy that it would be maybe one day. I'll say that. Maybe one day I will film our Sunday routine. I would love to hear how you handle things when your kids are sick. I struggle so much with feeling out of control and inadequate and stressed. And how do you avoid them all getting sick? That's hard. If one gets sick, they're probably all gonna get sick. Lots of movies. The one who is sick gets to lay down in their bed or our bedroom here and just watch TV for the day. Like, I really just let them chill and watch something if they're really sick. You know, wait on them hand and foot, like, here's a drink, here's your medicine, and that way they're kind of staying away from everybody else too. Thankfully, we are a very healthy family. Like, we don't get sick too often. The kids just got over having a tummy bug, but they hadn't had one, like, we hadn't had like throw up in our house for at least a year. So thankfully it doesn't happen often. I say that like crossing fingers that doesn't all go out the window this year. But yeah, I don't go like crazy trying to not get everybody sick. I mean, in a sense, like, hey, we're not going to share drinks, we're not going to share stuff, like, if somebody's sick, but at the same point, I feel like it's so much work trying to keep everybody separate and like clean and sanitized. I just feel like if the rest of the kids are gonna get it, they're gonna get it. Advice for going from 1 kid to 2. I did a video on that, didn't I? I think I did a video, yes, very recently I did a video on transitioning to 2 kids. So check that video out. Maybe I'll link it down below, Emily, so you can see that. Advice on getting babies to sleep without crying it out. Oh man, I feel like I am not a good person to get advice from. We don't do cry it out, but it also means that our babies don't sleep through the night early, and I am fine with that. If I was, you know, all or nothing, my kids have to sleep through the night, then I'd be doing cry it out. But because I don't do cry it out, they don't sleep through the night early, and some people have found other methods of not crying it out, getting their kids to sleep. Me, I feel like eventually they get it. That is honestly how I've gone through it. Like, eventually they get it, and sure, I try to encourage them with like a bedtime routine, and I put white noise on and I put them in a dark room. And none of them have slept through the night early. Then again, I don't mind getting up a time or two. When I have to get up 6 times through the night, I do not like that. And then I'm like going a little bit crazy. And we went through that for a little bit with Wesley. But swaddling, white noise, trying to teach them to soothe themselves and not need to be nursed. Like once they're a couple months old, definitely trying to nurse them and then lay them down, like when they're sleepy and kind of dozing off, not nursing them completely to sleep, because then they wake up like, oh, I'm not nursing anymore, and then they're awake an hour later. But yeah, I'm sure you can find advice from somebody who's gotten their kids to sleep through the night at an early age without crying it out, and that's not me. My next question is, how do you manage evenings and bedtime routine? Do you stagger bedtime? So we've gone through a few different stages. Right now, they mostly go to sleep at the same time. That's just because we've been having some really late nights lately. I do like to stagger their bedtimes, and my optimal idea is to get the 3 youngest ones to bed at right around 7:30. I like to have Charity stay up and read for 15 more minutes in my room or in the living room. And then after she goes to bed, Elijah gets to stay up for 15 more minutes again. So I do like to stagger their bedtimes, but lately it's been like 8:30 and they're going to bed. And I'm like, nope, everybody to bed. How do we do evening routine? As soon as supper dishes are done, everybody in pajamas, everybody's teeth are brushed. So that's done. Even if they stay up for another half hour, those 2 things are out of the way. Then we do family devotions. They all go pee one last time. We say goodnight, they go to bed, and usually they go to sleep pretty quickly. I shouldn't say usually. Maybe half the time they go to sleep pretty quickly. The other half, I have to go in there and say, okay, you're done talking. It's time to be quiet. And sometimes it can take a while for them to go to sleep. My next question, I need to rush through these. I'm so bad at doing this quickly. Okay, I'd love to hear more about you and Andrew's story, how you met. We met at church. We started, I think this needs to be another video too. Should we do another video on this? Early married life, how you met, how long you dated. Okay, I'll quickly go through this. We met at church. I was 14, he was 13. We started dating when we were both 18. We got engaged when we were 19, and we got married when we were 20. Does that sound right? Very close to that. I think I was already 20 when we got engaged. He was 19, and then we got married in October of 2008, and we were both 20. That's all I'm gonna answer on that one for now, or I could go on forever. Okay, what's next? How do you keep your daily routines on track every day? I am a routine person, so I find it, I shouldn't say easy, but fairly natural for me to stay on routine, because I am like, come on, we gotta go, next thing. I'm a pretty living by routines person. What is one thing you love about being a mom? Everything. What do I love about being a mom? That's like a simple question, yet a deep question. I love being my kid's favorite person. Let's just say that. Sometimes the weight of that is huge. Okay, most of my kids like my husband better. I like being their favorite woman figure in their life. And them looking to me for everything, and it's a huge responsibility, but I love that I am their mom. Like, for the rest of their years, even when they're adults, like, I am their mom. Might sound like a weird answer, but that's what I'm gonna go with. Are you originally from Canada? Yes. What would be the best way to bless you? Shalise, that is so amazingly sweet. What would be the best way to bless me? Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say to that. I love getting sweet notes and just sweet little gifts, and it's not so much the gifts as just the like, I was thinking about you, I'm praying for you. Just a text, honestly, just a sweet text saying that you're thinking of me, or I just find that really encouraging. Tips for moms with all littles. Oh, those are the tricky years when they're all little and nobody can really help yet. One tip I'll give is have everybody in the same room. I find if you want to get anything done, I find it hard when you have just little ones and they're all everywhere in the house, and you want to, let's say, work in the kitchen and do dishes, and they're in 3 different rooms making messes somewhere else, and then you go to the bedroom to do laundry and they're in the living area making a disaster and spilling markers and peeing on the floor, and you know, everything is happening all around you and you just can't control it. I would try to keep everybody entertained close to where you are so you can kind of keep on top of whatever duties you're wanting to get done. So if you're doing the dishes, sit them all down at the table to play with Play-Doh. Yeah, it's a huge mess, but it's all contained. You're gonna go to the bedrooms and do laundry. Get out some seasonal toy or something that's not always out, like a big bucket of Duplo maybe, and get them to play with that all together on the bedroom floor while you fold laundry. Just kind of keeping everybody contained. I mean, there could be so many different advice for moms with littles, but for getting things done, that's the advice I would give. My next question is an interesting one too. Are you guys planning to stay in your new house for the foreseeable future, or is it a stepping stone? Yes to both of those. So yes, we're gonna stay in this house for the foreseeable future. Yes, in a way it is a stepping stone, but our next stepping stone, or hopefully like final stepping stone, is building our own house. And I know that that is quite a few years away. So we'll be here for a while. I imagine 5 years, that's gonna be my guess. But what we wanna do next is build our own home on a few acres. My last question, kind of funny to end off with, in which state do you live? I don't live in a state, I live in Ontario, in Canada. So that's it. Oh, I have gone so long again. Okay, thank you guys for watching. If you stayed to the end, like 2 huge thumbs up for you because this is a long video. Thank you guys for all your questions. Hopefully I answered everything, and I will see you soon. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I promise they're not all this long. Bye.